All right, so we're going to begin on our backs in an opening Shavasana. So we'll start by just placing the feet down towards the end of the mat and then slowly beginning to make your way down onto your back. So we're just going to shuffle around the hips until you get comfortable, flipping the palms towards the ceiling or the sky and letting the feet fall open by yourself. We'll start here by slowing the breath. Begin to notice the air as it passes in and out of the nostrils. Feeling that slow rise and fall of the belly. Starting to deepen the breath through the inhales and the exhales. Feeling the chest and the lungs expand along with the belly towards the ceiling. And then fall back towards the mat with the exhales. Taking a big inhale through the nose. And out through the mouth. In through the nose. And out through the mouth. Once more, in through the nose. And out through the mouth. We'll wiggle a little bit through the jaw. Rock the head from side to side a couple of times. And then starting to slowly slide the feet in towards the sit bones. We're going to start here by taking the knees in towards our chest. Hands will come over the shins or over the knees. And just start to create some big circles here with the knees. Opening through the hips, we're going to move one way and then the other way. Bringing the knees together, just starting to release one towards the mat and then the other, almost like we're in a walking motion. Awesome. All right, beginning to plant the knees down on the mat. We're going to heel toe the knees wide to the edges of the mat, and then we're going to start to let the knees fall inwards towards each other. Taking the hands, we'll place them down on the belly. We're going to do another pranayama breathing exercise here, so follow me slowly. Taking an inhale through the nose. Hold the breath at the top. Exhale. In through the nose. Hold at the top. Exhale. Again, in through the nose. Hold. Exhale. 2 more, in through the nose. Hold. Exhale. Last time, in through the nose. Hold. And exhale. Taking the hands, we're going to take a hold of our right wrist, beginning to press it up and away from us, extending up and ahead. We're going to release the knees down towards the left side. So we're going to feel a deep stretch through the right side body here. Breathing deeply, sink into the stretch. Bringing the knees back up into center, switch grips, taking the left wrist with the right hand. Just rock from side to side and then eventually letting the knees fall towards the right this time. A really open-legged twist here. Just focus on lengthening through the side body and breathing deep into the stretch through the left ribs. All right, knees come back into center. We're going to heel toe the feet hip width distance apart, and we're going to start to bring the hands down beside the hips. So the hands are going to face the mat. We're going to shuffle the shoulders a little bit below the back here. What you're going to do is you're going to press into the hands and feet as you inhale. The hips start to rise. We lift them towards the ceiling. Small space between the chin and the chest. As you exhale, slowly, gently release. Feel the backs of the legs begin to awaken, to begin to activate. Inhale to lift through the hips. Powerful bridge pose. Open the front body. Exhale to slowly lower one vertebrae at a time. Keep the gaze to the ceiling. We want to protect the neck. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time, inhaling to lift. Lift the heels up off the mat if that's available to you. Press into the balls of the feet. Feel the calves begin to wake up. Deep breath in. And slowly, gently exhale, releasing down one vertebrae at a time. Bring the knees into the heart, rocking from side to side. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of core here. So to start, we'll find some low back support by bringing both hands together and creating a pyramid shape. You want to take the pyramid and place it below the sit bones. This will help you bring the low back to the mat. You'll begin to feel that. All right, so we're going to start to extend the feet high up towards the ceiling. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to just slowly lower the feet down a couple of inches. You'll start to feel your core wake up. Press the big toe mounds together. With your next exhale, lower the feet a couple more inches. Really connect to the core here. Zip the legs together. Deep inhale. Exhale, lower a few more inches. Inhale. If you can, release the feet down just to hover over the ground a couple of inches. We're taking a couple deep breaths here. Connect to your core. If you start to shake, that's okay. Just make sure you maintain your low back on the mat, and if not, lift the legs. Beautiful. Now as you inhale, begin to lift the legs back up towards the ceiling, and then start to release the knees for rocking from side to side. Awesome. All right, starting to extend the feet towards the ceiling, this time keeping a soft bend through the knees. We're going to extend the arms towards the ceiling, let the hands fall down towards the ground, and we're just going to shake the hands and feet a little bit. Maybe flicking through the fingers, waving to the sky. All right. So there's two options here. We can lie down on our side and gently press ourselves up into a seated posture, or you can join me in rocking over the back, finding a little bit of rock and roll to get to seated. So if you're joining me, just take your hands to the backs of your legs. Really connect to your core as you find this movement. So slowly rocking up the spine, try not to let the feet touch the ground. And finding your way eventually up to your seated posture. Okay, so we're in seated pose here. Just finding yourselves comfortable. If you have a block, feel free to sit on your block. This here. All right. So starting here today in this easy posture, we're going to take our hands to our knees. And as you inhale, press the chest forward, making a big circle here. As you exhale, curl through the spine, draw the belly button towards the spine. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. Inhale. Exhale. Connect to the breath. Moving one way and then begin to reverse your flow when you're ready. All right, come back into center. We're going to take an inhale. As you inhale, puff out the chest, lift the gaze, chin away from the chest. And as you exhale, waterfall the spine forwards. Hands will stay on the knees here so we can press into the knees to rise. Lift the crown of the head, deep inhale, press out the belly. Exhale, waterfall the spine forwards. Continue to find a fluid motion here. Move with your body and your breath. All right, next time you start to rise, you're going to bring up into seated. We're going to inhale the arms high up and overhead, lifting the hands, connect the palms. Exhale, left hand to the right knee. Inhale, center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, center. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, connect to your core. Continue with this movement. Inhaling, center. Exhale to twist. Root through the spine as you find this fluid motion. Imagine extending from the tailbone to the crown of the head. And a couple more on each side. Deep inhale, center. Exhale into the heart. Awesome. Let's begin to find ourselves in a hands and knees position. So coming to bring the shoulders over top of the wrists, the knees are below the hips, and we're in our tabletop pose. So here in tabletop, you're going to want to find a flat back to begin. We want to focus on connecting to our core a little bit here to find a deeper connection. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to zip that belly button in towards the spine with the exhale. Imagine that you're balancing plates on your back. You want to find that flat back. You want to connect to the core. You want to lengthen through the crown of the head. Imagine a straight line from the crown to the tailbone. Press into the knuckles and into the fingertips. Turn the inner part of the elbows forwards. All right, now we're gonna make some big circles with the spine here. We're gonna start by dropping the belly, moving through the hips, and creating a big circle here. It's almost like we're scooping peanut butter out of the peanut butter jar. You're just starting to press into the hands and into the knuckles as you curl the back and open through the front body and lifting the tailbone as you release the belly. Move one way, and then when you're ready, reversing your flow, moving the other direction. Find that same fluid opening motion. Help the spine here. Come back into your center. All right, so to start here, we're going to begin to just tuck through the toes, finding a bit more of a deeper connection to the core. What we're gonna do is we're gonna press into the hands and into the balls of the feet as we lift the knees a couple of inches up off the mat. Breathe here. Imagine pulling your toes towards your hands. Puff through the upper back. Find your core. And lower the knees. Sit bones back, child's pose, stretch out the feet, keep the toes tucked. Peel your way forwards, tabletop position. Press into the fingertips, into the knuckles, lift the knees up off the mat, just a couple of inches here. Again, it's as if we're pulling the balls of the feet in towards the heels of the hands. That connects us deeper to our core, to our breath. And lower this time, release the belly, cow pose, lift the gaze. Exhale, curl the spine, cat pose. Back into center. All right, we're doing it one more time. So what we're gonna do is, again, claw through the fingertips, press into your knuckles, lift the knees up off the mat a couple of inches. Breathe here. Find your core. Turn those elbows forwards if you can. And release the knees down. Beautiful. Now begin to extend the right arm forwards. Release the back left foot towards the end of the mat. Starting here now, you might stay here, or if you can, begin to lift the back toes up off of the mat. If you need extra support, release your hand down and just keep the back leg extended. Look back and check that the toes are pointing down towards the mat. Breathe here, connect to your core, lengthen here. Next, exhale, we bend the elbow, bend the knee. Start to bring the elbow towards the knee to kiss. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Last time, inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow, knee. Inhale to extend. Now this time, release the right hand down. We're gonna start to bend in this back left knee, and we're gonna create some big circles here with the leg. Really opening up through the hip. Be sure that you move one way, and then we're gonna reverse that flow eventually. All right, now what we're gonna do here is begin to press that heel back and away, keeping the right toes tucked. Use your core as you press up off that right knee into a three-legged downward facing dog. Open that hip, bend the left knee. And begin to release the left foot down next to the right. We're gonna pedal out the feet here, bend through one knee and the next. All right, lifting the heels with an inhale. Exhale, bend in the knees, tabletop position. We're gonna widen out the legs so that the knees are to the outer edges of the mat. Release your feet, child's pose, extending the hands ahead of you. All right, begin to lift your way back up. Bringing the knees back below the hips. We're gonna do our other side now. So tuck through the toes. Connecting to your core. This time we extend the left arm forwards and the right leg behind. If you can, lift that foot up off the mat. If you need the support, release the left hand down. It's as if you're pressing into a wall with that back leg. You're reaching forwards with the left arm. Deep inhale here. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Begin to extend. Releasing the left hand down. Bending through this right knee. Let's make some big circles with the hip. Reversing your flow whenever you feel like you're ready. Eventually extending that leg behind. Toes are pointing down to the ground. Find your core and your strength. Lift the hips up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the knee and open the hip. Extend, release the foot down, downward facing dog. Bend through one knee and the next, walk out your down dog. Beginning to walk towards the front of your mat. Now we're gonna just ragdoll here, keeping a nice bend through the knees. We'll take opposite elbows if you'd like and just start to sway from side to side. Maybe shake your head no. Nod your head yes. Start to release the hands. We're going to roll up the spine one vertebrae at a time. Finding your way into a standing mountain pose. So walking towards the front of your mat, we're going to start here in our Samastiti, our standing mountain pose. And here we begin with the feet directly below the hips, or if you're more comfortable bringing the big toe mounds together and having a small space between the heels, that's another option as well. So we're just starting with open hands here, shoulders back, roll them a few times, back and away from the ears. All right, now we're going to begin just inhaling to reach the hands up overhead. Now connecting the palms, we're going to just start to bend through the elbows here, pressing the chest away from us. Letting the gaze fall towards the ceiling. Breathe here. Slowly inhale with the rise. We're going to start to take the hands in front of the face, forward fold. Inhale your way to a flat back. So hands will come up the shins. We lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, forward fold. 2 more. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, folds. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, fold. Planting the hands, we're going to step into plank pose. So once you've made your way into a plank pose, hold here for a few moments. So we're going to stay here for a second. You can keep the knees lifted, or if you'd like extra support today, release the knees down to the mat. Otherwise, keeping them lifted, pressing the heels away from you. Again, almost as if we're pulling the balls of the feet to the heels of the hands. Connect to your core. Find your strength. All right, next inhale, we press the hips up, downward facing dog. Continue to breathe. Press into the fingertips and the knuckles. All right, we're going to bring the big toe mounts together at the back of the mat. Lifting the heels. Inhale, reach the right leg far and behind you. Exhale, the right knee comes towards the nose, high wrist and high back. And then step the foot between the hands. Awesome. All right, so we're in a runner's lunge here. So we're going to start to just tent the fingertips, looking ahead of us. Draw that left hip forwards, right hip back. Now as you inhale, begin to rise, crescent lunge. Find a powerful lunge here. So you really want to connect, gather that energy and that strength from below the feet. Lift the hands, reach to the ceiling. Press your heel back and away from you. Deep inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. We release the back foot down on a 90-degree angle. We're going to check here that there's heel to arch alignment. And we're going to point through the fingertips. Active arms here. Find a connection to your core. All right, now we're going to start to bend this right elbow. It's going to come down onto the right thigh. Side angle. Extend the left arm up and overhead. Roll the shoulders from the ears. Continue to rest this elbow on the thigh, not the knee. And gaze towards the ceiling if you can. Otherwise, keeping a strong gaze towards your front foot. With your inhale, find your core lift. Flipping the front palm, extending the front leg, reverse triangle. And then begin to cartwheel the arms forwards. Frame the front foot, stepping back to plank pose. Hold here. With your inhale, use your core. Bending in the knees, lifting to downward facing dog. Press the heels towards the mat, lift the tailbone up and away from you, soften through the back of the neck, shake the head no if you need to, maybe nod the head yes. All right, we start to connect with the big toe mounds behind us. This time as you inhale, lift that left leg high up above. Exhale, bring the knee towards the nose, high hips, high back. And release the foot between the hands. Standing up for runner's lunge. So we're going to square the hips towards the front of the mat, tent the fingertips, and just focus here for a second on just finding a gaze just ahead of you. Zipping those legs together, finding some strength. And then when you're ready, starting to crawl up the spine. Crescent lunge. Bend through the front knee. We want to be sure this front knee isn't passing the front ankle, so just be mindful here. Lengthen if you need to, or come up a little bit. Deep inhale. Exhale, warrior two, opening up to the other side now. Finding your stance, checking that this front ankle is in line with the middle of the back foot. Extend the arms, keep the arms active. Begin to extend this left arm forwards, bending in the elbow, placing it down on the thigh now. Circle that right arm up and ahead so that you're lengthening through the right side body. If you can, lift the gaze, otherwise keep it lowered towards the mat. Deep inhale to rise, reverse triangle. All right, coming forwards, cartwheel the hands, frame the front foot. Plank pose. Now this time, exhale, chaturanga down to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, release. Begin to tuck through the toes, pressing yourself up into a downward facing dog. Beautiful, walk towards the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank pose. Chaturanga down to your belly. Into cobra or upward facing. And downward facing dog. Awesome. All right, now we're going to start to lift the right leg up and behind us. Now with your exhale, we're going to take that right elbow over towards the right knee towards the left elbow. Inhale to extend that leg behind. Exhale, bring the knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale to the right elbow. We're going through it one more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Now this time, we're going to start to slowly lower into pigeon pose. So bring that knee down the arm and release the back foot. Now here for pigeon pose, we want to keep the right toes active. We want to keep the foot flexed. We want to try to square the hips to the front of our mat. So draw that left hip forwards a little so the right hip can go back. And then begin to tap the fingertips. As you inhale, lift the gaze, puff out the chest. We're making space to fold. And as you exhale, begin to fold forwards. If you have any props that you'd like to take, a blanket, a bolster, a block, feel free to. You can come down onto the forearms, or maybe you want to come right down onto the forehead. Whatever serves you best here. Continue to keep that right foot flexed. Sending the breath to the outer right hip, the left quad, wherever this is rising up for you today. All right, we're going to start to slowly press our way up. We're going to begin to press into the hands, tuck the back toe, lift that back knee up towards the chest, and into downward facing dog. Pedaling through the feet. All right, other leg. So rooting through the right foot, we inhale the left leg up and back. Exhale, bring the left knee towards the right elbow. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale back. Exhale to the left elbow. Inhale back. Exhale to the right elbow. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to the left elbow. Lift here. And then when you're ready, release that knee down. Sorry, the leg down. We'll release the back toes. And we'll just shuffle ourselves into this pigeon posture. So what we're going to do here is keep the left foot nice and flexed. Check that the right foot is pointing directly away from you. Tap the fingertips. Begin to lift the gaze with the inhale. And exhale to start to lower to wherever you go. If you just walk the hands a little bit, that's okay. Elbows are great too. And if you want to move down onto the forehead, follow your practice. All right, we're going to start to walk the hands in. Tucking through the back toes. Use your core to lift this knee up off the mat, downward dog. Bending the knees, begin to look forwards. Walk, step, or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale through heart center. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, plank pose. Chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing. Use your core, downward facing dog. We're gonna do a couple big dragon breaths here. So dragon breath is a deep inhale through the nose, and then when you exhale, you're gonna stick the tongue out and make a ha kind of sound. We're all gonna do it together, and I mean, we're at home, so even if we get heard, that's okay. All right, so let's take a deep inhale through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, and out through the mouth. Letting the knees down wide on the mat. Wide like a child's pose, send the sit bones back in space. Release the forehead down towards the mat. We're going to start to press into our left hand. Taking the right arm, begin to slide it beneath the left, turning the gaze towards the right hand. Pressing into that left hand, sliding the right arm out. We'll switch sides, so taking the opposite arm and stretching it underneath the right arm. Gaze falls to the right. Use your breath here to make space and to release what's no longer serving you. Let go through the hips. Feel them release with every breath. All right, we're going to start to press through the right hand. Coming back into your child's pose, just take a couple breaths here. All right, start to slowly pull yourself back up. We're going to walk the knees in towards each other. We're just going to turn down onto the sit bones. All right, so what we want to do here is prepare for a forward fold. So extend the feet down towards the end of the mat. Start to flex the toes towards the face. It's like we're pressing the feet together. We'll have a small bend in the knees here. The tendency is to fold from the back and to hunch over. So try as much as you can to fold forwards from the belly. All right, so let's take an inhale. We'll reach the arms up and overhead. As you exhale, extend the arms like a long line with the body. Reach as far forwards as you can. Once you reach your furthest point, release the hands to either the legs, or maybe you can put them down on the ground, or if you can, reaching the feet, and just start to fold here. So we're going to really roll the shoulders away from the ears. We'll feel that lengthening through the low back as we fold forwards. We want to connect the belly to the thighs here. So keep the knees a little bent. Find that support. Then eventually start to release the forehead. Slowly start to rise. All right, we're going to lean into the backs of the hands. The fingertips will face forwards, and we're just going to lift the hips up off the mat. Let the neck fall back. Just for a breath or two. Reverse plank. And slowly sit the arms down. All right, we're making our way onto our backs. So let's start here by just placing the feet down towards the end of our mat. And then we're going to slowly come down one vertebrae at a time. When you make your way, just bring the knees in towards the center, rocking side to side. We're going to open the arms up wide here. Palms can be down or up. And we're just going to start to release the knees down towards one side. So coming into a twist here. If you want a deeper twist, just take that top leg and cross it over the bottom. You can take the hand to the thigh or keep both arms extended. Maybe look over the opposite side for a deeper stretch. Bring the knees back to center, unraveling the legs if they're raveled, rocking side to side. We're setting up for the other side, so when you're ready, releasing the knees to the opposite side, maybe crossing that leg over if it's available to you. Come into your twist. All right, unraveling the legs, bringing the knees back up to center. We're going to rock from side to side. Just lacing the hands over top of the knees. Start to lift your chin towards the chest, bringing the forehead towards the knees. And then just coming down. All right, we're going to find happy baby. So begin to search for either the shins, the outer edges of the feet, or maybe the big toes if that's available to you. We're going to rock from side to side, just moving through this happy baby. You can extend one leg and the other. You can find stillness, whatever feels good here. And whenever you feel ready, we'll take the feet down to the mat. And we'll start to slowly extend them towards the end of the mat. Letting the hands fall open by your side, or you can keep them on the belly or one hand on the heart, whatever feels best here. We're going to slowly begin to sink into our final Shavasana. Allowing a softness to come over the body. The eyes start to fall, close. The tongue starts to fall from the roof of the mouth. You might even have a small part between the teeth. As you breathe, gently slipping deeper and deeper into these final moments of your practice. Moments where we let go. Where we find new parts of ourselves. Give your body permission to surrender into the mat and into your Shavasana. You can stay here for as long as you'd like in your Shavasana, rising when you feel ready with gentleness and care. Namaste.